In this episode, you're going to find out why I am an asshole. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the Sea and Land Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Sahno, and I finally got that right. I finally got it in the right order. Normally, I say my name and then I say the podcast brought to you by your host, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So this podcast is brought to you by Sea and Land Fitness. Head on over to www.sandlfit.com. That's sandlfit.com, and begin your military endurance fitness journey. And we have a bunch of new products. I went and spent a ton of time cleaning up the store because we got new products. We are now a Sunto dealer, which I'm super psyched because I can bring you guys a really great watch at a really great price for you to train with. It's called the Sunto Core, and we're going to have it for right under $200, $199.99. That's literally just under $200. We got these new PVC Murica patches, which are awesome. And I showed you this last week, the honeybadger math bumper sticker. You can put it on your range stuff. You can put it on all your stuff. Working out plus being chill equals Sea and Land Fitness. What? That's some honeybadger math right there. And then our brand new one, which is also the subject of this episode, and it is burn the ships. So interesting. That is a great segue. Burn the ships. That's a great segue into what we're going to be talking about and why I said I'm an a-hole in the beginning of this episode. So I'm always going to be straight with you guys. So just keep that in mind. I'm always going to be straight with you guys. I was supposed to start today on filming the videos for the membership, this sort of like exercise video library, so that all of the programs that I'm going to bring to you, you guys would be able to, rather than go, how the hell am I supposed to do this exercise? I was going to give you a link to check out the actual exercise with me, doing it for you. So you could just go and you could say, oh, I got to do 6 of these times 3. Okay, cool. This is how you do a correct push-up. You'd be amazed at how many people do an incorrect push-up. I see it all the time on videos of people doing push-ups. They never go all the way down. How to do a proper squat. So I was supposed to start those videos this week. So a little bit of background. I hurt my elbow. Boom. This one. And it was what do you call it? A golfer's elbow or tennis elbow. So it was just a tendon injury in my elbow. And I jacked it up. And let me take a sip of coffee. Peter Madeira, this is for you. Got my little mini cup there. Little mini coffee cup for you guys. So I was supposed to do it, but I got injured. Okay. And knowing about injury, being a sport science and fitness professional, I knew I needed to take rest. And I had timed it. I had all these grand plans for how it was going to go. I was going to take 4 to 6 weeks and see how my elbow was doing. And then that left me with about 2 weeks to a week to get prepped. All right. Well, I was an asshole and I didn't watch my diet while I was taking that week off. I was still exercising. I was still doing ruck marches through the woods. Um, but I kind of about 2 weeks ago, I stopped doing my morning motivations. And the reason I stopped doing the morning motivations, which I'm going to get back to actually um, Tuesday, um, was because I wasn't feeling very motivated. I had taken 6 weeks off to get better, and I did. My elbows all better. Um, but ate shit, ate garbage, um, lied to myself to convince myself that I'm not eating any more than I used to. And then the boss, my wife, she called me out on it. And she said, cause I did, I did the housewife thing. Do I look fat? Do I look fat? That's what I asked her. And, her response was not what I expected. Well, that's not true. Her response was exactly what I expected, but not what I wanted to hear. So she said, "What's the purpose of these videos?" And I said, "Well, they're to get people to work out, inspire people to, be more active and to be a um just like a signpost for what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like a directional guide for what they're supposed to be doing." And she said to me, "You're not fat. You're not fat. I just want to start by saying you're not fat." And I was like, "Okay. I don't like how this is starting." And she goes, "But you're a little bigger in the middle than you were before. You took this time off." And it was only 6 weeks. But in 6 weeks, are you ready for this? I gained 10 pounds. So, yeah. So I can't do it right now. And because of that, I feel like a jackwagon. I feel like an asshole. Um, but something interesting happened during this time. Another sip of coffee. Hold on. So prior to me asking, do I look fat? Prior to me asking her that, I already knew the answer. I already knew I'd fallen off the wagon, so to speak. That I was eating shitty, that I was taking in too many calories, and a lot of those calories were garbage. And I just wasn't pushing myself like this was my job. And I have a lot of hopes and a lot of dreams for what I want to do in the future with this, with Sea and Land Fitness. And I wasn't maintaining my commitment to that forward vision. So on this, I already knew that. So on this vacation, this last weekend, we went to Mystic Seaport. And while I'm there, I came across this phrase, "burn the ships." Now, when Cortez came to the New World, morale was in the toilet. Okay. This is the actual story. I've heard another story that I'm going to tell you as well. But in order to motivate his crew, who had just made this huge, long, dangerous sea voyage and was like, "Screw this. We want to go home. What's here? You know, there's nothing here but death," they thought. His crew thought. So Cortez went down to the beach and he burned all the ships. So, boom. Burn the ships is a point of no return. That's what that phrase has come to symbolize. Okay. Um, But there's another story that I heard when I was growing up about what burn the ships meant. So I'm going to tell you a goofy little story from my childhood. When I was in 5th grade, Mr. Paris, my teacher, I can't believe I remember that. Mr. Paris went he went on a vacation, one of his probably winter vacation or something like that, Christmas vacation, went to Florida, and he came back with this map. Okay. And he was so proud of this map. And it was an old yellowed map of pirate treasure sites. You can still get the map on Amazon. I've gotten a copy of it and given it to my son. But I was fascinated with that because it told all these different stories about just sunken treasure all over the Caribbean and the East Coast. And I started looking into stuff, and that's when I first came across Burn the Ships. So Burn the Ships, from the pirate story perspective, was, let's say you got a colony, you've got a fort, whatever, and all of a sudden you see sails on the horizon. You see the Jolly Roger flag, the standard of the pirates, and they make landfall and they come, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible, but we can fight them off. This is going to be fine. We've got muskets, we've got food, we've got cannonballs. We're going to be fine. But then Jim comes over, taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, what's that fire over there? And the pirates have burned their ships. Point of no return. They're going to die, or you're going to die. And that's the burn the ships that I first heard of. And then I learned about Cortez. Both incredibly motivational, incredibly iconic stories that illustrate what I'm trying to do right now. So right now, I'm at a point of no return. I have 6 to 8 weeks to lose 20 pounds. It's ambitious. But I need to lose this weight. I'm not going to tell you what weight I'm at because I'm embarrassed. But it's not low. And right now, I have a number written on my whiteboard over here, and that's my target number. And I'm going to try to hit 20 pounds. I'm doing that with a couple of psychological / physiological triggers, I guess we'll call it. So there's a book that I have somewhere over here. It's by an admiral who's a Navy SEAL, and I think the title of it is Make Your Bed or some shit like that. Hold on. More coffee. And I read that book maybe 5 years ago. Heard the speech maybe 5 years ago, and it's based off of a graduation speech that this guy gave, this Navy SEAL admiral gave at University of Texas graduation. And basically what he said is make your bed, okay? Because if you make your bed, that's one thing you've done, and that's a great way to start your day with already having one accomplishment in the can. So I do it. I make my bed every single morning. So sometimes I'll drop my son off at work, wake up a little late. He works on the weekends. So I'll wake up to take him and like have stayed up late the night before. So I oversleep a little bit. So I have just enough time to, throw on some clothes, throw on some flip-flops and get out the door and take him, and my bed will not be made. I didn't have time to do it. I swear that entire drive, dropping him off to work and on the way back, my unmade bed pops into my head probably like 100 times. So I'm using that logic, that idea, that concept, and I'm doing 10 push-ups every morning. And this is something I'd like you to try. And if you'd like to do this, that's awesome. You don't have to do them all. If you can't do 10, do 5. If you can't do 5, do 2. And then do 2 more later. And then do 2 more later. But have 10 under your belt every morning. Okay. It's not a ton of push-ups, but it's enough to wake up the muscles in your upper body and in your core, to let you know, hey, asshole, we got stuff to do. Let's go. So that's one of the tools that I'm going to use in order to prime myself to really push and burn the ships, so that I'm not living that life that I was, you know. If and my goal is to just bang out 10 in one shot, which I can. It's just after 6 weeks. It's not wow, that is like a disintegrating skill. I used to be able to bang out 25 no problem, 30, 40, 40, 39. Yes. Just because, I was never a push-up madman. But I could always do, I think I would do like 70 push-ups in spurts of 10. So I would do like 7 sets of 10 in 15, 20 minutes, or no, less than that, in like 15 minutes, probably. But my point is, get those 10 under your belt, and that'll be another thing. So you'll have made your bed and you will have done 10 push-ups. So there's no reason you can't go work out. There's no reason you can't watch what you eat. The other thing is, my wife said, because she knows me well, get out there. You were working out 5 days a week. Let's get back to it. And I totally was. So I'm going to push myself to get back to 5 days a week of working out, 10 push-ups a day in the morning. I have a calisthenics day too. Or do I have 2 calisthenics days? I might have 2. And those calisthenics days, that's a 50 push-up day. So 5 sets of 10. Why do I give them in 5 sets of 10? Because I'm not going special forces. I'm not going to BUDS to be a Navy SEAL. I am just doing what I need to do in order to maintain a fit body, a healthy body. So, where am I right now with this? So Sunday I started 10 push-ups a day in the morning. I woke up this morning, did it again, and I was running late because a friend of mine had shown up from Tennessee, and I could have very easily brushed off the workout because I spent 2 hours hanging out with him, doing some fun stuff, catching up and all that stuff. But 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock rolled around, and I said, you know what? I need to go out to the garage and I need to work out. This has to happen. So I grabbed these little LED lights that I have for the garage, and I threw them up because it's a barn, actually. But and I went and I did a workout till like almost 9 o'clock. And what's funny is that it was as if that 6 weeks had never happened. The weights were a little heavier. Don't get me wrong. I went, oh shit, this feels a lot heavier than I remember it being. But in general, I got through it. I powered through it. I did a really great workout. and arms and some lower body stuff with lunges, one-legged lunges, banded side steps. So if you look behind me and you see those mitts, those focus mitts for boxing and MMA, I use them and I put them at about chest height and bring my knees up and hit them. And I do like 100 of those. And I did it. I did it as if it was not nothing, but it was within the range of my ability, fitness wise. So I was very excited by the workout. I got through my workout. I don't think I'm going to be real sore tomorrow, which will be nice. I got to go over to West Point and I got to shoot. But I think it's going, I'm back. I'm back. So we have burned the ships. We're at the point of no return. And I want this. I want this. And in 6 to 8 weeks, based on not just my weight, but how I look, how I perceive myself to look, how my wife perceives me to look, how my son and some people who are invested in the business perceive how I look. I'll either get the green light at 6 weeks, or I will definitely get the green light at 8 weeks. And I'm going to restrict, it's weird. I'm going to restrict my eating, but not in the sense that you may think. So I will be reducing my calories. I'll probably be eating around the same mass, in an effort to feel full and satiated. I'll also be eating a lot of protein, cutting a ton of fat out of my diet because fat creeps in. It's really easy in the United States to have fat creep into your diet. One of the ways that I get rid of fat is just omit cheese. Like instead of a cheeseburger, I'll have a hamburger, and I'll have my cheese on a slice of pizza, not two, a slice of pizza. And yeah, I'm just going to maybe stay away from some of the fried chicken sandwiches that I've been having. Yeah, I love fried chicken, bro. It is, I am from the South. I'm from the country. I was born in Dallas, and my mom makes the best fried chicken, but in the world. And I just love fried chicken sandwich. Like, I'm going to say this. At McDonald's, McChicken sandwiches are from heaven. Popeye sandwiches are from heaven. But I'm going to cut them out. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to go higher in protein. We are going to use carbs when we need for energy, so that because my workload, my workout workload is going to increase immensely. I'm doing an 8-week prep to be in a superhero movie for you guys. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And the only way to do that is to burn the fucking ships. Sorry, kids. But yeah, so that's what's happening, and that's what I'm doing. What else? That's pretty much it. That's I wanted to be honest with you guys. I wanted to let you guys know that I am someone to be looked at for guidance, but not necessarily to be looked up to for guidance. I am the same as you. I have the same struggles as you. Everything from the lack of motivation that we all have to, troubles with the American diet. And I'm here for you, and I'll go through this with you, and I will show you that it can be done, because it's got to be done, because this is my livelihood. And if I want to do the things in the future that I want to do, I have some big freaking plans for the future. If I'm going to do that, I have to get this part of the business up. I have to get this part of Sea and Land Fitness rolling and rolling hard. I have relationships with some companies. I have relationships with 511 Tactical, who is helping to sponsor the videos by giving us product. In the future, we're going to have sponsorships, hopefully, with the United States Navy and the United States Marine Corps recruiting commands. And we're also looking at, of course, bringing the Army on board, maybe even the Air Force, but I have no idea how to find them. Everyone else was easy to find. The Air Force is like behind a paywall. So, but I want to do stuff with Sunto, this new brand that I'm bringing to you guys, which you guys are going to love. And I'm going to do a whole video on the watches. And you're going to see it I think they're coming on the 13th. So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to let you guys know about. I wanted to be honest with you. I wanted to let you know that I'm doing the work for you. All right, that's pretty much all I got for this episode. Again, this podcast is brought to you by Sea and Land Fitness. So head on over to the website, click on the store link. We've got these awesome stickers. We've got these Merca PVC patches. We're going to be even doing a diver one because I scuba dive. And I got to get that one made. We got some t-shirts coming, some sweatshirts coming, with these, what do you call it? Logos, whatever, with this marketing stuff on it, with these designs on it. And I redesigned the Sea and Land Fitness logo. It's in a circle. I'll have that for you. And then stay cool. All right, later, honey badgers. Out.